everyone. Happy New Year. I feel like it's been a million years since I've taught a virtual yoga class. I'm very happy to be back. I got back from Hawaii and I had some snow to shovel, and I re-aggravated this right shoulder issue that I've had. For those that have been practicing for a while might remember I was skipping chaturangas for quite a while, a year or so ago. And so that's my story again today. And so if you want to add in some things, I'll keep cueing to it, but my body might not be doing it. So with that, let's start on our backs today. And we'll start tunes in a few moments. But for now on the back, let's connect the soles of the feet together. Let your knees widen and your hands come to rest either on the body somewhere or on the floor. If it's too early in your practice to have your feet together and your knees apart, you can always just keep the feet flat on the ground. And upon settling in, just take note of what's existing today. What is present in the body? What thoughts are present in the mind? As you work to deepen your breath, let that be what your mind starts to settle on. Really choosing to shift out of whatever's been taking our attention so far today. Saying, hey, I'll come back to that later if I want, but for now, focus is just on filling up the lungs and then emptying them out. So we have a super simple task of breathing. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. And then a long deep breath out. Once you bring your knees back together, place your feet flat to the earth. So feet and knees hip distance, and feet pretty close to your body. Arms right next to you. And inhale, pick your hips up and away from the ground and drive your knees forward. So right up into bridge pose. And as you exhale, try to feel each bone of your spine lower back down onto the ground. The moment your hips touch the floor, at the bottom of that exhale, breathe in to raise your hips up again, and then peel the rest of your bones of your spine all the way up and away from your mat. Exhale to recline all the way back down, so articulating through those vertebrae. And take that one more time. Grip into the feet. Inhale to rise up. Puff up through the heart. Exhale. Take it all the way back down. Keep your hips grounded on the floor, and now pick your feet up and away from the mat. Tabletop the legs so that your shin bones parallel the ground, and then zip your legs all the way together. So inner ankles, inner knees, inner thighs touching. We'll take the arms out a little bit wider so we have some space. So feet are alive. On the inhale, lower your knees over to the right without actually touching the floor, just enough so you can feel those left obliques awaken. Then breathe out to return your knees back to center. And then inhale, lower your knees over to the left. And exhale, return your knees to center. Inhale to the right. Exhale to center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to center. We'll take it one more time each way. Keep those legs in your tabletop. Breathe in. Keep your shoulders rounded. Exhale, draw back to center. And one last time over to the left. Inhale, hug your knees together. Exhale, come all the way back to center. Straighten your legs up to the sky. Flex your ankles and then point your toes. Just bring a little life into your ankle joints. Flex the ankles, point the toes, and we'll take it one more time, flexing and pointing. And then reach your hands up and grip the back side of your right leg. Lower your left leg all the way down to the floor and let it rest. So we're just saying hey to this right hamstring. Continue flexing the right ankle, and you might choose as you lengthen out through the backside of that right knee to stay right here, or to slide your hands up a little higher to lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the floor and really deepen into that backside of that right leg. And simultaneously root down through that left thigh bone and point your left toes up to the ceiling. And then if your head and your shoulders are lifted, relax them down. Bend your right knee, half happy baby. Take hold of that right ankle, underside of the right knee or the right foot. Then press down with your left hand on top of your left hip bone. So we're really trying to anchor that left side body into the floor. For most of us, probably things are still waking up in the body in our practice. It's still early. But if you want to work on lengthening out that right leg any amount, you can start to deepen even further into the other space of that right hamstring. Play around with bending and straightening up to the side. And we'll release that right foot. Place both feet flat to the floor. Take a moment just to pause and notice the shift from right to left. Before we get too far, let's go ahead and hit play on our playlist, on that first track. And then we'll switch to our second leg. So if you're not playing with the music, you can send your left leg straight up to the sky. That's where we'll meet. Send your right leg forward and down on the ground. Grip the hands around the back side of that left leg and try to press the back of the left knee forward. Flex both ankles. And we're doing really the same thing with that base right leg, pressing the back of the knee down toward your mat. Oh, this could feel like plenty to breathe into right now, or we'll lift the head and shoulders, we'll slide the hands up a little higher and start to draw that left leg in. You might notice a really profound difference in what you feel left to right. Asymmetry, the bane of my existence. I just told my chiropractor the other day, I hate that one side's so different than the other. And it just is. As you relax your head and shoulders down, bend your left knee and take hold of whatever grip feels appropriate. Use the right hand to press the right hip bone down. Soften the shoulders. Again, the option remains to flirt with straightening that left leg out any amount, still pressing through that right hip, and then re-bending into happy baby. If you want to just stay with the bent knee, totally fine. As you release the left leg, take both of your knees and give them a hug toward your chest. We'll take hold beneath your knees. Start to roll forward and back. We're gonna work our way up to balancing on your bottom. So take it as many rolls as you'd like till you come up onto those sit bones. Pick up the chest. Layer your toes right up to the height of your eyes. And you could keep hanging on. You might choose to let go in your Navasana, boat pose. Heart nice and high, or lifting out of the lower back. Finding that aliveness through the feet. Knees hugging together. So deep breath. Cross your ankles, pull the feet in toward you and roll over the legs, or you can always swing them around. We're just meeting in tabletop. So hands and knees. Shoulders right over the wrists, and as you widen the fingertips, extend your right leg straight out behind you, flexing into the ankle. Really grip into the hands and try to lift out of the shoulders and pull your lower belly up a little higher to your spine. On a breath out, tap the right knee toward your right tricep, the outside of your arm. Inhale, send your legs straight back. Cross your right toes all the way over to the left. Look toward them and puff your right ribs to the right. Inhale, come back through the center, raise your right leg. Exhale, tap knee toward your upper shoulder. Inhale, stretch the leg back, and same thing, cross the toes over. Exhale, gaze toward them. Puff your ribs to the right. One more time, inhale, come back to center with your leg. Exhale, tap the right arm. Inhale, press it back. Exhale, tap your toes and look toward them. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, tap your right knee to the outside of the arm, and now place your foot to the pinky side of the right hand. Tuck your left toes behind you, stretch the back of your knee up to the sky, and you might need to wiggle your foot back in space a little bit. So you have lots of room to keep your hips sinking down, and that front right knee right over the ankle. So the right toes, they're turned out slightly to the right. And we'll head up to Malasana. So as many steps as you need with that left foot to bring it to the outside of the left hand. Bend your knees, glide your hips down, take the hands together at the heart. Think of your chest being super open and the collarbones getting a little bit wider. Your fingertips reach back down to the floor, raise your hips all the way up. Draw the feet beneath you, so hip width distance. Inhale, slide the hands onto your shin bones, elongate through the spine. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Breathe in, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky as you rise. Exhale, place your hands together at heart center. Inhale, bring your arms back up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway, lengthen things out. Plant your palms, exhale, high plank position, step backwards to the top of a push-up. Knees or no knees as you hold here in this plank. Keep moving the chest through the shoulders, so we're opening up through the heart, but simultaneously keep your low belly strong and your hips not sagging toward the floor, but rather engaged up toward the height of the shoulders. We're here for a few more moments, with the challenge being to ignite the breath. Use it to stay calm as things start to heat, and this challenge starts to arise. Last 2 breaths. Big deep breath in. Hold it here as you breathe out all the way. And inhale, shift yourself forward a little further. Hug your elbows in, again, knees or no knees as you come all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes. Loop your shoulders away from the floor. Inhale, right to cobra. Raise your heart. And exhale to down dog. Tuck your toes and drive it back. Now shake your head a little yes and no, and check out this first down dog. So feeling free to create any movement or just simply stay and breathe in the stillness. So inhale, lift your heels up nice and high, and exhale, return to tabletop on hands and knees. Take the hands right beneath the shoulders. Extend your left leg now straight back behind you. Flex through the ankle and engage through the rest of the body. So there's this hugging up and in of your abdominals and this elongation of both arms. On a breath out, tap your left knee to the outside of your left arm. Inhale, kick the legs straight back. Cross your toes to the right. Exhale, look toward them and move your ribs to the left. Inhale, sweep back to center, raise your heel. Exhale, tap left knee to the left arm. Breathe in, take it back. Exhale, cross it over. And inhale again, lift your heel. Exhale, tap. I think we did this one more time, inhale. Exhale, cross it over, look to the right. Inhale, come up through the center. As you exhale and tap, hold it up here. Plant your left foot to the outside of the pinky. Tuck the back right toes and stretch back through that right leg. At the same time, your chest is drawing forward, so that it might pop up to the fingertips. Give yourself a little more room. Then the left toes, as you look toward them, are pointing a little bit to the left. And the right foot's gonna mirror the left to bring it wide to the outside of the right hand. Bend your knees. Inhale, hands together at the heart. Keep the legs, take the right fingertips off to the right, so your arm stays on the inside of your knee. Open your left arm out on the diagonal. Inhale, back to the center, take your palms together. Exhale, switch it up, left fingertips to the left. Right arm opens out on that diagonal. And as you breathe in, come back through the center once again, hands unite. Exhale, lower the fingertips down, send your hips up, and draw the feet beneath you, hip distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hold down. Rise on up. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, the hands together at your heart. Inhale, take the fingertips back up. Exhale, dive forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Tap your fingers to the earth. Exhale, step your left foot backwards. So right foot stays forward. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up to the sky to your high lunge. So take your right knee, your right hip, and draw it toward the back of the mat, just a little more, without losing the bend in the knee. And take the left hip bone, the left ribs, send them forward to the front of your space. And your right toes, maybe they can spread a little bit wider on the ground, really connecting to the sole of that right foot. As you inhale, lift your left knee all the way up to the chest. Send your arms all the way down and shrug the shoulder heads back. And then big step back to where you just were. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, draw that left knee up and send your arms down. Shrug the shoulders back. So you've just got really great posture here. One more time. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, draw that left knee up. Shrug the shoulders back. Take the hands behind you even more. Lace the fingers. Stretch the knuckles down. Keep that left leg in that tabletop shape. So just like when we were on our backs. Now your left thigh bone parallels the ceiling. Your left shin's perpendicular. Maintain that left leg. Release the fingertips. Inhale, lift your arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, right hand captures your left knee. Twist open to the left and send the left fingertips backwards. And your right leg, notice if it's kind of buckling or giving. Try to press that right thigh bone back. Iron out the entire body so you're standing at attention. Okay, we're gonna keep twisting to the left. Just release that right hand and send it forward. Your right toes, the right foot on the ground, stays exactly as it is. Take a big step back with your left foot and open up to warrior two to the left. Palms face down. Heel to arch, so wiggle and adjust as you need to be in your shape. And shed a layer. Keep widening your right thigh bone off to the right. Firming up the muscles in your arms. And now as you breathe in, straighten out the right leg, lift your arms up, turn your right toes in, bend your back left knee, exhale, sink down to a crouching low lunge. So there's a little jockeying of the feet here. So my back left toes like to turn out a little bit as I sink down. So adjust as you need to create this. As we're going back to your warrior two. So as you look forward toward your front right toes, bend your right knee, inhale, rise up, kick that left heel back, pause to breathe out. Inhale, straighten that front leg, lift your arms, turn the right toes in, left toes out, exhale, sink down, crouching low lunge. Look to the front toes, bend your knee, inhale, rise up, kick the left heel back, exhale, melt into your pose. One last time, straighten the front leg, inhale, lift your arms, right toes turn in, exhale, sink all the way down and back. And now touch your fingertips to the floor, inhale, lift your hips up, parallel the feet to one another. Stretch your heart forward, take a breath in. Exhale, fold over the legs and scoot the hands back. So fingertips are right between the toes. Your hands are active on the ground, so they're pressing forward on the mat. If you want to slip it out from underneath your feet. And the shoulder heads are lifting out of the ears. Now inhale, draw the heart forward, hop up to the fingertips. Look at your front right toes and turn them to the front of the mat. Crawl the right hand onto the right ankle or shin and thread your left arm all the way up to the sky as we peel open to triangle pose, Trikonasana. So kind of different entry than we usually take when we come into our triangle pose. So think of the sides of your body evening out in length. Really tuck that right hip crease toward the back of the mat to get maximum length in that right side. And extend out of those left fingertips so you can lighten up the grip of the right hand. Take a breath in, look down. Bend your right knee, exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Step backwards, high plank position. Feel free to shift forward and lower down, halfway or to the belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And then exhale, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Come back to the breath. Home base here in down dog, where we start to smooth things out as you breathe. Where we start to reset. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the front of your space. Inhale, halfway, lengthen out. Exhale, fold forward. Arms to the sky, inhale, rise up. Exhale, your hands together at your heart. Breathe in, send your fingers back overhead. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway, lengthen. Touch your fingertips down, left foot stays, step your right foot way far back. Feet hip distance, inhale, lift your arms up to your high lunge. Tilt your tailbone toward the floor behind you. So really raise your hip bones up toward your lowest ribs. We just have a neutral pelvis here, some awareness in our trunk. Now again, try to widen your left toes. Even if they don't physically move, we're just thinking of that grip of your left foot to support you. And on the inhale, draw the right knee up, send your arms all the way back alongside the body. And then bend into that left leg, take a big step back, breathe in. We're switching the breath from my last cue. Use your exhale to rise up, send your arms straight back. Shrug the shoulder blades together. One more time, big step back, inhale, high lunge. Exhale, rise on up to balance, hold it here. Send the hands behind you, lace the opposite thumb on top. Stretch the knuckles down, lift the heart. And we're not forgetting about this right leg in the air. It's awake, keeping that knee to the height of the hip, your ankle flexed, your low belly alive. On the inhale, release the hands, send your arms all the way up. Exhale, capture the right knee with your left hand and twist open to the right. On your now, that base left leg and let that ripple up the spine so you get a little bit taller and longer. Maintain this twist to the right. Send the left arm straight forward. Palms are open for now. Take a big step back with your right foot. So those left toes stay pointing forward. And then wiggle out the stance if you need. So you're nice and long. Palms to the earth for your warrior two. And you can see the shoulders. They're right on top of the pelvis, right on top of these hip bones. This left knee is widening open to the left. The breath is coursing through the body. On the inhale, straighten out through the front leg. Lift your arms up. Turn your front left toes in. Bend into your back right knee and sink down to this crouching low lunge. And the left toes will flare back up to the sky. And then we're just heading back to where we just were. So look at those front left toes. Bend your left knee. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Kick the right heel back and breathe out to steady. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, lift the arms. Left toes turn in. Exhale, back to the mat. Crouching low lunge. Look forward, bend your knee. One last time, inhale, rise, warrior two. Hold and breathe out. Lengthen the front leg, inhale, lift the arms. Front toes turn in, exhale, sink back, crouching low lunge. Breath in. Exhale, lower your fingertips down, send your hips up, parallel the feet to one another. Stretch the heart forward, take a breath. Exhale, fold down and draw the hands back. If you feel interested in tripod headstand, in hanging onto the big toes, in taking a twist, feel free to change it up on the side. Now inhale, draw the heart forward, pop to the fingertips. Look at your left toes, turn them to the front of your space. Walk your left hand to your ankle or shin. As you reach your right arm up to the sky, think of leaning back through the upper body. So you're flush with that front left leg. Again, we're just going for this length of this top arm, this big reach upwards, so that you could be a little less reliant on that bottom left hand. Inhale, gaze down to the ground. Bend your left knee, exhale, lower your hands to the earth. Step backwards, high plank position. Choose your journey, lower down, chaturanga. And feel free to skip it with me. When you're ready, we'll all meet in our downward facing dog. Hips rising up. From down dog, inhale, take your right leg to the sky behind you. Exhale, pull the right knee into your nose and lightly step it through. High lunge, inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, take the left knee up to the chest, fingertips stay high. Now we've got options here. Take your left hand to the front of the left knee, take your right hand to your right hip. Option remains to stay right here, or left first two fingers and thumb grip your big toe to lengthen out through this front leg. Keep pressing the right thigh bone back, lifting your heart straight up to the sky. Whether you have the big toe or you have the knee doesn't so much matter. We're opening this left leg up to the side either way. So left leg to the left, keep the right hand on the right hip, and you might choose to look over the right shoulder for a little more balanced challenge. As you come back to center, take a breath in. The knee or the foot with the right hand. We're taking our twist, opening up through the heart, reaching your left arm straight back. Keep pressing that right thigh bone back, raising the heart and the crown of the head. Now, if you have hold of the foot, bend your knee. We'll all meet, still twisting to the left. The same transition, reach the right arm forward, take a big step back, warrior two. This time, straighten through the front leg. Inhale, reverse, stretch all the way up and back. Exhale, bend the front knee, side angle. Take your elbow to your thigh or fingertips to the floor as you send the left arm all the way over the ear. Rise up once again, straighten that front leg. Inhale, reverse triangle, sweep back. Exhale, bend into the front knee, side angle. And we'll flow that one more time. Lengthen the front leg. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle. Now inhale, straighten the front leg, reach all the way up and back, reverse triangle. Keep the legs long, and as you reach forward through the right arm, a more traditional entry into triangle pose. Take that top left hand now onto your left hip. Look forward past your right toes. Bend your right knee, crawl the right hand forward into the right as you lift your left leg up to half moon. And then you could re-straighten that left arm all the way up to the ceiling. And your gaze matters. So looking down is going to give you the most support. Looking sideways, a little more challenge. Looking up to that left thumb, even more balance challenge. A steady breath here. Look to the ground. As you exhale, lower the left hand, square off through the hips, and step your left foot backwards. Step your right foot back, high plank position. Option to even float that right foot as you lower chaturanga. Breathe in, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee forward and lightly land the left foot between the hands. Inhale, rise to your high lunge. Keep the arms lifted. Exhale, draw the right knee up to the chest. Take the right hand to the front of the right knee, the left hand to the left hip. Again, you could stay here, holding the knee the whole time. Or peace fingers and thumb, grip the right big toe to lengthen out through this right leg, which usually causes that bottom leg to buckle, like we're leaning back to compensate. So keep pressing that left thigh bone back, lifting the heart up, and plugging the right shoulder head into its socket. Whether you have the foot or the knee doesn't so much matter. We're taking this right leg all the way out to the right. Option to gaze over that left shoulder to find a little more balance challenge. Still breathe. Invite your right leg back to the center. Grip the outside of the foot or the knee with that left hand and reach your right arm all the way back. Woo. Keep pressing down into the sole of that left foot. Lift up through the crown of the head. Breathe like that is your main job, no matter where you are. If your leg is straight, rebend the knee. Keep twisting to the right. Stretch the left arm forward. Take a big step back, warrior two. Adjust through the landing so you peel the arch, a nice long stance. Lengthen through the front leg. Inhale, reverse triangle, stretch backwards. Exhale, side angle, so elbow to thigh or fingers toward the floor as you reach the right arm forward. Inhale, rise up, lengthen that front leg and reach back. Exhale, side angle, Parsvakonasana. One more flow like that. Inhale to rise up and reach. And exhale, take it forward. And inhale, rise all the way up, lengthen out through that front leg. Keep your legs long as you exhale. Bump that left hip beneath you. Reach forward and land back down in your triangle pose. And the right hand will come onto the right hip just in transition. Look down. Bend your left knee, and as you walk the left hand forward and to the left, take as many steps as you need to raise the right leg. And then you could re-straighten that right arm all the way up. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Firm up those muscles in that top right leg. So your lifted leg has got a lot of activity. Flex the ankle, flare the toes. Inhale, keep looking down. Exhale, lower the right hand, square through the right hip, and take a big step backwards with your right toes. Plant the palms, step back with the left toes. Lower down chaturanga or skip it with me and go right to down dog. And inhale, take your right leg high once again. Exhale, step your right foot through. High lunge, inhale, pick up the arms. Last little flow like this. Exhale, drive the left knee up. We're going right to the twist. Capture the outside of the knee or outside of the foot as you rotate open to the left. Bend the knee if you straightened it, send your right arm forward. Breathe in. Exhale, warrior two, step back. Straighten the front leg, inhale, reverse triangle, sweep back. And just one time with the flow, exhale, forward to side angle. Inhale, straighten that front leg, once again, reverse triangle. Keep your legs long, exhale, full Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, left hand to the hip, look down. Exhale, bend the right knee and rise up to half moon. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower the hand, square the hips, step back. Flow through chaturanga or skip it. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, step it through. Breathe in, send your arms up. Exhale, take the right knee to the chest. Right to the twist, your variation. Bend into that leg. Inhale, open up through your arms. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, breathe in and reverse. Keep the legs long, exhale, reach forward and tilt down. Side angle. Once more, inhale, rise up, reverse. Keep the legs long. Sorry if I miscued that. Come into triangle now. Take a breath in, right hand to the hip, look down. Exhale, half moon, rise up to balance. Breathe in fully. Exhale, lower the right hand, level the hips, step back, and make your way to down dog. Your version, your transition, what suits you right today. Upon arrival in down dog, you have 5 deep breaths. These could be taken in child's pose. Recommit to your breathing, to the power and purpose of your breath. Bottom of your next exhale, look forward. Step or hop the feet wide once again into Malasana. Hips go low, hands go together. Option 1, stay right here, which is what I'm going to be doing. Option 2, if you want to work with crow pose, you can take your hands to the ground. Lift the hips up and scoot the feet together. And then slide your knees up and in toward your armpits, right onto your triceps. Press to the palms, round your back, and as you look forward and lean toward your tiptoes, you might start to float 1 or 2 feet off the ground. And of course, if you're practicing any variations in your crow, you're welcome to work the transition to tripod headstand or work toward a single leg crow. Whatever you're playing with or whether you're here with me in stillness, we'll take 3 more cycles of breath. We'll all meet in a forward fold at the front of your space. Draw the feet beneath you, hip width distance. Or you know what, let's take the feet all the way together, big toes touching. Bend your knees, come past a chair pose and sink your hips all the way down to a low squat. We didn't even do a chair pose today. How lucky are we? Take your fingertips forward. Big toes stay touching, separate your knees, We're coming back to Navasana that we were in at the start of class. So hips to the floor, feet up, heart up, lifting out of that low back. So 5 counts are going to take us slowly to our backs. The legs can start to lengthen for 4. Coming down for 3. The last 2. And all the way to your back on 1. Bend your knees, place your feet flat to the ground. So once again, like the start of class, coming up into bridge, but this time we'll hold. So arms alongside the body. Inhale, raise your hips, scoot the shoulders beneath you. You might place the fingers beneath the low back. Try to grip down through the forearms and the wrists. The inner thighs are working down to the ground. We're pressing into the entirety of our ball bounds of our feet. One more breath here. Exhale, release the arms and come all the way down to the ground. Just for a brief moment, a brief pause. And we'll take one more back bend before we come up for some seated folds. So if you feel very comfortable heading toward wheel, you want to head there, by all means do it. If you have a block or prop available, you want to take a supported bridge, that's fine too. Otherwise, you can follow with me for second round in bridge pose. Setu Bandhasana, inhale, lift the hips, walk the shoulders beneath you. Keep your chin tilting off your chest, so there's some space in the front of the neck. And again, find those roots of your feet, and as they grip down, can that be what supports a slightly higher lift of the hips? So we just have this bigger extension of the spine. More energy to invite into the body. Big deep breath. And exhale, release, and come all the way back down to the ground. And separate the feet, and instead of pulling the knees in right away, just create a little neutrality by rocking the knees left to right. We typically want to avoid, big extension or flexion of the spine with its exact counter, and instead find a little something neutral in between to give your vertebrae some time to recalibrate. And then the next time the knees are back at center, now we'll give them a hug inward. Rock all the way up to your seat. And then find some space. If you don't have room left to right, you can turn sideways on your mat, but we'll bring the legs out into a big open V shape. Find your sit bones on the ground. Hop up to the fingertips right behind your back and just sit tall for a second. And see all 10 of your little toes pointing to the sky. Then primarily focusing on these inner thigh, inner leg line, groin areas today. So you might feel a little more limber as we enter this Uttanasana. As you walk the hands forward, any amount, doesn't have to be far. Just flirting with this fold. Trying to maintain as much length in the spine as possible and this lifting of your tailbone back behind you so that you're not tucking the pelvis under. When you get to a point where you're totally at your maximum, or even just a few hairs behind it, and just breathe. Might find after being here for a few extra moments, there might be more forgiveness in the inner thighs and hamstrings. Maybe the fold deepens in some capacity. Last 2 rounds of breath. On your next inhale, if you're folding forward, walk your hands back in. Scoop the hands beneath your knees and help the legs back together as you lean back. And we'll meet with the soles of the feet together. So the feet can be pretty far away from the body. So we're focusing less on the inner thighs in this Baddha Konasana and more on rounding the spine here. And as you come forward, seeking out this outer thigh area that we haven't touched much on today. So just move gingerly as you fold into the space. Let the shoulders relax and the head relax. Breathe in to roll yourself all the way back up to your seat. Straighten your left leg out on the ground in front of you. And stamp the right foot across your left thigh. Take the right fingertips behind your back and inhale to lift your left arm all the way up. Exhale, rotate over to the right. You can either hook the elbow around the knee like I am, or take your elbow across your knee. Rock the right shoulder head backwards. Flex your left toes upward. Pause here for one more full breath cycle. So letting the inhale draw the crown of your head a little higher. And your exhale, rotate you just a hair further to the right. As you breathe in and unwind to center, swap out the legs. And flex through the right ankle. Take the left fingertips behind the back and first inhale to lift the right arm up. Just get long down that right side body. And exhale, rotate to the left. Once again, take a deep breath in and rise up. And pause for the exhale as you rotate. Inhale, arrive back at the center, uncross the legs. Come all the way back down onto your backs. Either take One last hug of your knees to your chest, or a happy baby, or a plow pose, or Supta Baddha Konasana. Something symmetrical and supine. And then as we get set up for Shavasana, your house is cold like mine. You might want to slip a layer on or some socks on or something over your eyes. Set yourself up for maximum coziness in this final shape. As you get settled in, wiggle the shoulders out of the ears. Relax the feet apart from each other. Smooth out the expression in your face. Let these final few moments be moments of true surrender, true rest before you head out into the remainder of your day. Keep your bodies relaxed. Just start to reacquaint with the breath. Great, some movement through your hands and your feet. Just a slow reawakening of the body. As you bend your knees, make your way to one side and all the way up to your seat. As the hands connect at the heart, bow your forehead toward your fingertips. Bowing in gratitude to this practice, to your devotion, to our community together. So thankful for you guys in this new year. Thank you for still being here. With honor, namaste.